Hi, I'm Ron Dorn. I'm a professor in geographical sciences and urban planning, and I'm here to tell you about the GPH 111-112 Physical Geography SQ Labs in the spring of 21. The content of physical geography is great for people who love the outdoors, camping, hiking, mountain biking, car road trips, you name it. The course covers everything you experience when you go into the great outdoors: climate and climate change, weather, how mountains are made, how landscapes are made, and things like the distribution of plants. It's basically everything you see when you go to a national park or you explore a hike locally, wherever you're at. That's what physical geography is about. If you want to know more about what you're experiencing, this is the right class for you. The lecture courses, you have two different choices. Dr. Erin Saffell is a traditional lecture-based 15-week course where she has lectures and multiple choice test grading. Please check her out on Rate My Professor. Super clear teacher, very clear grading, great lectures, very caring about students. For my course, it's very different. It's almost the opposite. It's a 7.5 week I course in session A. It's very untraditional because you control your grade. Instead of big tests, there are lots of little assignments that add up the points. You set your own schedule, but there's a suggested pacing guide, and grading is done by point accrual, so you control the grade you earn. What point accrual means is explained in this paragraph that totally rocked my world. In typical grading, students either score the average grade of their performances or start out with an A and then see their grade degrade from there with every suboptimal performance. Motivationally, this is madness. Either you receive continued punishment for any glitch at the beginning, no matter how much progress you make after that, or you're put in a constant fear of loss right from the get-go. In contrast, everything you do in games only gets you further. Challenge by challenge, you accrue experience points that add up to levels. And that's what my 111 class and all of the 112 labs are. It's point accrual. The idea is in a science class, you should have fun. The goal is for all students to earn an A plus. There's no, I think curves are unethical. The grade should be under your control. The materials are no textbooks to buy, no lab manuals to buy. You'll need to purchase the geovisualizations that are $15 each that enable the completion of the laboratories. And in total, the cost of all of these geovisualization video games is the same as the lab manual that would normally be used by on-ground students. But you got to use a laptop or a desktop. Phones and tablets won't work, but both Mac and PCs will work. And you'll be given instructions on how to purchase all the games thoroughly during Canvas. Another great aspect of GPH 112 is that there's a team to help you. There's those of us teaching the course. There's the instructors that teach each individual labs. There's myself who coordinates all the labs and you can communicate with. We also have peer tutors. Tutoring is free. There's no cost to you. So if you prefer to deal with an expert who's a student who can communicate to you as a student, you can do that. And we have a lab coordinator. So when you reach out to us, there's just not one lab instructor. There's a whole team. We're COVID ready here. Fully asynchronous, online during COVID, synchronous with your lab group, and you can also sit in on other lab groups. So we'll provide Zoom links for all the labs. And if conditions allow after the vaccine, you can pick how you want it, a mixture of on-ground and online synchronous, or fully on-ground with the vaccine. And I really hope the vaccine rolls out quickly because you'll get to know us in person and it'll be so much better. What are the games that you'd be playing? Well, there's a game in which you go to the big island of Hawaii and you interact, your avatar interacts with volcanoes, rainfall patterns, glaciers, and carving of river valleys. The second lab is lightning in the San Francisco peaks. A lot of students are fascinated with lightning, and you'll learn to interpret the reasons behind where lightning strikes in the framework of running around the mountains around Flagstaff. Then there are two Grand Canyon video game labs. There's one about the ecoregions of the plants and the climate, and there's also interpreting the rock types and the role in creating the topography of the Grand Canyon. We chose Geovisualization Labs for gaming during COVID is because it simulates real scientific research where you explore data and answer questions. It's not boring fill in the bank. Geography is a spatial science looking at what you see when you go on vacation. And the research we've done with students indicate that this is a great way to learn science. So you explore it via your avatar. And if you don't know how to play video games, that's okay. Neither did I. I'll explain you how to do it in the game. The grades are an important part of this class because we want you to have fun in meeting your lab science requirement. We want all students to earn an A+. That's why we use accrual grading, because if you mess up in one lab or in two labs, there are other ways to earn the points. The 110 points are available. 51 points are needed to earn an A+, and I don't even want you to think about earning less than an A+. Each of the 4 video games have 20 points total, so that's 80 altogether. And then there are 30 more points available after you do the video game labs where you go on a tour of Hawaii or a tour of Northern Arizona, and you use a mixture of the game and Google Street Views to basically simulate going on vacation and interpreting the physical geography you see. I hope that you join us for GPH 1112, 111, and 112, either in the spring or in later semesters. If you get a sense that we're enthusiastic about it, it's because we are. We love helping you learn how to explore the great outdoors.